Good morning. So begin by taking a few deeper breaths, shrugging through the shoulders. You get to feel the sides of the ribs, even rounding the back a little. Just breathe into that space. So we bring a little bit of liquid movement into the upper body. Just decompressing, expanding, freeing, opening up. Particularly as we come into these practices that are essentially still with our bodies. It's good to just give it a little bit of time just to decompress. You could kind of arc to one side. So all the way through one side from the hip all the way up to the shoulder, you get that stretch and you breathe into the tightness. Do the same on the other side. And sometimes it's great just to wrap the arms around the ribs and breathe into the cylinder of the ribs, lifting the shoulders, lifting the elbows. Again, we're just looking for an unraveling and opening up. Physical, mental, emotional, all of these different aspects of our nature are in this continual process of contraction and expansion, contraction and expansion. Or another way of describing it is in this process of concealment and revelation. You could think of the concealment as that contraction, that inclination to tighten and protect and keep safe. And of course, that's completely appropriate, but not all of the time. And that these practices then are designed to be a way of accessing more of that quality of revelation or that quality of expansion. And it's the idea that everything we need is already there, here, in this moment, within us, in terms of what we really need to access a deep quality of contentment or peace. So may this practice be a way by which we do that for ourselves. So we're sitting, we're going to close our eyes. With your eyes closed, move your mouth around, your jaw around, just to feel if there's any tension in there that you could maybe tune into and begin to release. Just to feel and notice. So much of the tension that we carry has become so habitualized, we're not aware that it's there. And in a sense, in those darker corners, it runs the show. It determines so much of how we experience ourselves in the world. Let your forehead relax, let your eyelids get heavy. We're breathing through our nose if that's accessible. And we're just working with the natural breath to begin. The breath as it naturally arises and passes away. And we're just tuned into it, we're aware of it. Of course, a huge part of this is the wandering of the mind. The conversations that are continually happening within us. So we can be aware of those conversations. We can be aware of that internal dialogue, internal noise. And sometimes we'll be caught up in it and swept away with it. And other moments we'll be aware of it from a distance. We'll be aware of it. You get all those sounds going on around. So with the sounds of people working in cars, the practice becomes a little bit more challenging. Just stay with the breath. Whatever else is there can be acknowledged quietly, gently. We're not shutting anything off, pushing anything away. We're very intentionally becoming receptive to the full experience of this moment. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's work with 10 deep breaths now. Breathing either through the nose or the mouth. And the inhalation beginning right down in the belly, low, 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 low in the belly, and all the way up then to the top of the chest. This deep inhalation, we'll do 10 of these breaths, 10 deep breaths. And then after that 10th exhalation, coming back to the natural breath. And we go for a second round, 10 deep breaths. Again, just with the feeling, the sensation moving through the body. Maybe a lightheadedness. Just observing, watching the feelings, sensations, breath arise and pass away. And we go for one final round, 10 deep breaths. Now at the end of the 10th exhalation, the end of the very last exhalation, there's no inhale. So we're going to pause without inhaling for as long as that feels comfortable. And then we'll come back to the natural breath again. We begin. And as you come back to your natural breath, just letting the attention once again be close to your breath. Stay close to your breath. Watching the breath. Stay with the breath. Keep coming back to your breath. We're going to bring the hands together in front of the heart. And let's just tune into that space of the heart, just to notice it. There's a movement that happens as you breathe. So part of our practice is this idea of shedding, of releasing what we don't need to be carrying around. rewiring ourselves in a sense, teaching the nervous system how to move from a predominantly protected state into a more flourishing state, a more free state. And part of what happens in this unfolding is greater access to this space of the heart, greater sense of this space of the heart, and those qualities that arise from the space. And again, it's this idea that everything we need is already there. So particularly in meeting moments that are challenging or difficult, or moments that often feel overwhelming, the more work we do, or practice we do, in attuning to this space, holding the idea of this space, the sense of this space, the easier this space then becomes accessible, particularly in those difficult moments, or the quicker we move through those difficult moments. So we ask that our practice this morning support each of us in dropping into the space of the heart more easily. May what is held in that space bubble up like a spring. And for a moment, this idea of gratitude that we've worked with over the course of our meditations. What do you need to access gratitude? Is it to think of another person or a moment, or simply just feeling it in this moment, for everything, and in a sense for nothing? And as you feel that quality of gratitude, to breathe into it. And then to ourselves and to each other, we'll bow. Namaste. Good work. So thanks for joining me this morning, guys. I hope these practices are supporting you. If you have any suggestions or feedback, please let me know. I'd also ask you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right. I wish you the very best.